Hey guys, Techie here. This is a video I recorded a while back, and for some weird reason the audio went a bit funny, so I've tried to fix it up as best I can. It was also my first time trying to record a tutorial like this, so let me know what you think, and let me know ways you think I could improve, or what other things I could cover tutorial-wise. Anyway, back to Past Techie Guy. Now, we need to basically droneify Stellar Warp here. So one of the first things I want to do is actually go into Color Adjust and build that. Actually, honestly, what might be better is if I switch to Desktop. Okay, and yeah, you can see I have a lot of programs open and such. We'll clear that up later. Not quite sure if this is gonna show up particularly well. But now we'll go up here, filter. Now this is Sci 2, so it looks a bit different, but most programs have some sort of hue, saturation, color adjust. You can use it to actually change colors of your characters. So you can see it's like there's Stellar Star, there's, I don't know, Stellar Storm, whatever. We'll come up with different names for all the different colors. But I find this is just an easier way. Now, saturation is how much color there is in there. So you can see if you turn saturation right down, we get this very gray. What I want is very muted color, though, because he's meant to be a clone. I like having my colors and layers close to each other, but my tools to one side. Because I'm left-handed, it's easier for me to go to the left to change tools. I don't want to accidentally click anything over here. But what I often like doing is going into Layers, Clipping Group. That little red line there, it means that whatever happens to this layer, it only shows up here. To give you a quick example, we'll just use my marker pen. See? There. If I turn off clipping, this is really useful. Of course, we have this erase selected layer thing. And you can use all these different modes. I suggest they're worth messing around with, because you have some really interesting ones. Like there's this color one down here, which kind of just colors in, like it kind of treats it like it's grayscale, and whatever color you apply, it applies to it, which could be very useful if you really want to go like that. You know, this might be the one that I'm more likely to use, but at this case, it's kind of not what I want. But you know, if I want to change these alone to red, I might do that. In fact, that's kind of what I want to do. And before someone goes, oh, but you could use Photoshop for that, yes, I know. I know. The problem is, one, I don't have Photoshop, and two, I paid for Sci. Now, I do have access to an old version of Photoshop, but it's so bloody old now that I only use it for certain features, like if I need to do a GIF animation. Go around and... Yeah, on my tablet I have my touch wheel set to rotate the canvas, so I do apologize if you get a bit nauseated watching me draw. You grab this color and apply it to his arms, because that's the thing, we're trying to make him more drone-like for this game, so I want to kind of dial back his individuality a bit. So, you know, removing color out of him or making him like a standardized color is important here. Now I go into the next clipping layer. And yeah, that's the thing, you can stack up as many clipping layers as you like. So, I like just correcting a few things. Well, it's not really correcting as much as just removing things. I like doing it this way because if something goes wrong, I have something to fall back on. Now, Sol told me that he wants this character to have these chevron eyes. So you can see we've now removed his eyes. And then we'll switch to black. Just use that to go here. Here. Maybe bring it to a point, actually. And then we'll just keep using the gray to just do that. And we'll make this deeper to imply that it's more of an ill fit. drones are meant to be like cold, heartless, unfeeling, unyielding types. Now, for anything I do effects on, I like to go use a folder and use clipping group on folder. That way, I can do clipping group stuff in here. Like, I can't clip on a clipping group, but I can clip inside a clipping group folder. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a red. I'm going to go for a very bright red. I'm just going to carefully... Now, Sol told me that he wanted the visor to be red, and as I said, chevron. It seems like a lot of layers, but it's to just make sure things stay where they are. So what I might do now is actually darken this part here, so this stands out on top a bit more. Darken this a bit. Because we're about to throw on some effects on this lens. So you see we do that, and now you can see it's now clipping not only the Stellar Warp layer, but also the visor. So, to give you an example, see, it's in there, but if I remove the clipping, it's there. But it's still clipping. This is how we kind of do a nested clip, okay? It's so I can grab a darker shade of red and apply multiply to it. And that means we can go in here, kind of just carefully throw in a bit of shade here. See, you can use black, but I find that if you use a particular color, you can get like odd effects. Like, what if I use blue instead? I get this black. If I use green, it becomes more of a greeny black. If I use a purple, okay, it becomes more like that. But you get what I mean, though. You can get like interesting different colors by using multiply. Or you could even use shade, or there's even shine, which is a very powerful thing that I'm going to use a bit later. So in fact, I'm going to keep the shine layer, I'm just clearing it. I want to do this. Now, we'll leave it like that, and we'll remove a bit more up there, so it's not going to really have much of a brim. Actually, in fact, the problem is I'm dealing with Jetstream's design. So you can't really do complex shading on someone else's design if their design doesn't already have it. And the problem is Jetstream has this very cutesy, interesting style, so I don't want to overwork something of hers. You can see I'm using shine here to kind of pop this out. See, if I turn it back to normal, it kind of loses a bit on the edges. Like, it becomes white on the edges, where it's just fading out, which is caused by anti-aliasing. But if I hit shine, it kind of tries to take the color that it's getting from either side. I'm going to do a small line here, kind of give this a harder edge. Let me fade it out a bit. Do another shine layer. Now I like to use airbrush for like any additional shine layers. And do remember, sometimes a little is a lot. So, you know, like I could do all these shine layers, but honestly, this would be enough. Now, another thing I like to sometimes do is, while I'm at it, do a overlay layer. Take like the most common color and just carefully pull it over the top. Wait, I hit overlay. No, maybe shine will do it. Yeah, shine is nice, but we need to kind of just... See, this is how you kind of get glowy eyes, is you just carefully use some airbrush. But you also then go in carefully and cut out places where the shine won't hit. Like, you know, the crest bit, the shine isn't going to hit there, is it? No. So you need to cut back a bit there, and there. And that's how we kind of do a shiny eye effect. But doesn't really work here. Which is kind of a shame. Although that shine didn't really add anything. Although that said, we might still use it to add something around the face of the character, like a sometimes it's a bit hard not to fuss something. You can also use white to add outline to characters if you had to. Yeah, nah. Sometimes you have to experiment, step back, and go, nah. But there we are. Now we have a StellarDrone. So yeah, that is StellarDrone. Complete with, you know, drone eyes and everything. Yeah. Let me know what you think of this style of video, like if you want me to go into little tutorials like this. We'll see how we go in the future. Anyway, I've been Techie, you've been fantastic, and I'll catch you next time.
And remember, everybody, like and subscribe for more content. And once again, remember, by controlling the web, I control the world. End transmission.